Hey everybody, back again with another edition of What's in the Box. I think I'm going to start calling it that. I'll bet about 100 other people call it that. I want to go through, like I said, some of my old kit collection that has not seen the light of day in years. Things have been sitting there collecting dust. Haven't had a chance to paint a lot of stuff, and I figured why not just start busting things out and see what's in there. I haven't even opened some of these. I think maybe just the bags or anything, but I figured one of the first ones I grabbed from my garage kit stash is this Skull Soldier by M1, sculpted by Takaya or Takaya. I like to say Takaya. So open up the lid. There we go. Right inside, we have our instructions, or painting instructions, if you will. Not quite sure what this would be. Here we are. Some pretty cool illustrations. Nice drawings. I can't remember what. I should look for a year on here. I don't remember what year this came out. But it was one of my, originally when I first got into garage kits, it's one of those first things I wanted to try and find. And I did eventually, and it's still sitting back there waiting for some paint. So it's a vinyl kit. Let me just throw this there so we kind of got an idea. It's a vinyl kit with a vinyl base. A pretty cool skull. Looks like a cat skull almost. Or nope, monkey skull. Kind of cast into the base. I'll bet that's what originally was done. With some other bones, some natural objects. But Takaya liked to use a lot of natural objects in some of the stuff. So did Nirasawa at times. And you can find those in their sculptures when they're cast. But it's hollow cast, so you're going to have, when I do fill this, you'd have to, or work on this, you'd have to fill it so it didn't sag. So that's the base. As far as the kits go, yep, nope, never opened it. Still stapled, everything's still in there. I'm going to bring the camera down a little closer. Let's just see what we got part-wise. First of all, let's start with this. Yeah, I know what that means. No clue. No clue. All right. The body. And again, vinyl kit. If you don't know much about vinyl kits, they're not as popular. If you're a miniature guy, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. If you're a garage kit guy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are cast in vinyl. You have to heat them with a hairdryer and then cut them off with an X-Acto knife or razor blade and trim them off, and they kind of fit together. Since they are vinyl, you really do have to fill them with something so they don't sag over time, especially if you live in a warmer climate. Right leg. Let's see if we can get any of this detail. Really cool lines and forms in a lot of his sculpture work. And then it's picked up very well with the vinyl. That looks cool. So I'm going to just start piling the pieces over here. We'll go through each one. Right leg marked with an R. So this all gets cut off. Again, if you're new to vinyl kits, same with this whole piece down here. It looks like the arms just fit nicely onto there. This would be the feathers for the top of his head that you have to cut out, which kind of stinks because there's really only detail on one side, which is always the problem with when you have these kind of flat pieces that go together. Unless, no, they don't fit together like clamshell. They're just, the one side doesn't really have details, which kind of, I don't know. It'd be really cool to replace, if I ever did build this kit, probably try and do it with some real feathers instead of using these, because they're pretty boring. Other than that, we'll move on. I'll keep the body over here in case we want to. So it's like another leg, pretty close to being the same as the first one. Arms. This would be the one holding the sword, because you have room in there for that. It's a nice piece. A cool detail in there. And if you're familiar with his work, a lot of this stuff is picked up in some of his other kits. I mean, this looks straight off the Hokkaido and some of the other stuff that he's done. Very future-esque. I got future kits coming up too. A couple of them we'll go through. Most of my future stuff is built, which is kind of sad, but there's some pieces that you would have to just kind of cut off. And again, I don't even know where some of this stuff goes. All right, here's his face. Get this back in. Yeah, just a plug. You cut this off, and that plugs right in to here. You'd cut that plug out there, stick them together. It's nice work. I like it. All right, what's in this bag? This is mostly the cape. I'm probably wrecking all the value in this kit by opening these bags, but we'll see. I'm going to put this right back. Now this is made, I'll wait for that. Here's your cape. Now the cape, see the size of that. The cape needs this cut off. It's really nice fold work in here. And this edge needs to be trimmed off, and then it just kind of hooks. Yeah. Once that edge is trimmed off, that hooks on there like that. And it should fit together pretty good. This would help keep the figure up as well. So here's the sword. The sword's pretty heavy, actually. Made out of, oh look, the tape has even yellowed. Been a long time. I don't want to. Huh. Well, I guess I'll rip it. Don't want to do that. Alright, there we go. More tape. So the metal, oh, it's oxidized. It's so old. It's turned green. Uh-oh. People who have their M1 kits, Skull Soldier, check them out once in a while. See if this happened to yours. It almost feels like the white metal is oxidized a bit, and it's a bit sticky from the plastic. It's turned green. To clean that up. The sword's all metal, which means I think with the hand, here's the sheath, and this is I don't know where this goes. I'll have to look. Another piece for some other part. I'll stick that there. Let me pull that up though. There's some pretty cool detail in there. Yeah. Same with, let's see, the handle on this. It's pretty nice. But yeah, this, I don't know, kind of worried about that. But oh well, to clean it up. We should clean up okay. Especially if we can paint it, prime it, do some still wool in there, it should be okay. But that's Skull Soldier from M1 by Takaya. And that's it for today's Out of the Box. I'm going to pack this all back up, come back with another one. If you think these are going okay, leave me a comment, a like. A like would be great. And I'll talk to you later.